Hi there, it's May the 18th and we're continuing our journey through the Good News of John. We're in chapter 10 and we're reading from verses 1 to 21. The context of this reading is Jesus concluding his time in Jerusalem for the Feast of Tabernacles, and he's just healed the man born blind, but he's received great resistance from the Pharisees who have rejected him and his teaching. So in this context, Jesus is saying here at the beginning of chapter 10, beware of those who are not the shepherd, of those who come over the sheepfold, come over the top of the sheepfold to attack the sheep. And he actually declares himself, I am the door of the sheepfold, when his people don't understand what he's saying and the warning he's giving against the false shepherds and those who just want to destroy. This is perhaps looking back to the prophet Ezekiel in Ezekiel 34, when Ezekiel criticizes the shepherds of Israel, and maybe Jesus has this in mind when he's teaching about the nature of the shepherd. Not only does Jesus then say, I am the door of the sheep, and that anyone who comes into the sheepfold, he has to come through this entrance, through Jesus himself. But then he also says, I am opimino kalos, I am the good shepherd. And he says, I'm both the door and I am the shepherd, pointing to himself again as the key, as the way in to God's presence. And he says the hired, those who are hired, those who are just in the pay of the shepherd, will not be faithful. They will go away. He's obviously referring to the Pharisees, referring to those leaders who have rejected his witness. But he's saying, I'm going to lay down my life for the sheep. This is a powerful picture. He says that the shepherd, the good shepherd, is prepared to give his life to protect his flock and to protect his sheep. Maybe again a picture there of David, the great shepherd of Israel, as he's called in ancient times, who defended his flock against bears and lions. And here's this picture of Jesus saying, I will defend my flock and I'm going to lay my life down. Not only am I going to lay it down, but I also have power and authority to take it up again. An amazing promise that Jesus says he has the power both to sacrifice himself but also to be raised up again. And he basically is promising life to all those who come to him. Then at the end of this reading, there's a dispute. There are those who say, now we know he's got a demon. This man is absolutely crazy. He's mad. But others say, no, he can't be mad. He can't be demonized, because someone who is demonized can't open the eyes of the blind. This great sign that Jesus has performed actually points to the fact that this is not a madman who's speaking, that this in fact is the door of the sheep, that this is the good shepherd. At one point during this reading, Jesus also says, I have other sheep, I have sheep that are not of this fold that I'm going to bring in. A reference perhaps to those beyond the nation of Israel who he's going to reach out to, so that the whole world is going to be blessed in fulfillment of the promise of God to Abraham, that all the families of the earth would be blessed. We can be blessed that we are part of that further fold. We are part of those that Jesus is opening his arms to, and including us in the sheepfold of Israel. Have a very good May the 18th.